we just got some good news. Some good news that pushed Ethereum over 4,400, Bitcoin over 119,000. Keep in mind it did drop yesterday a bit, but now it's looking, I think, pretty bullish. And we have more good news every single day, and yet people still want to fade the crypto market. Let's talk about what's happening right now, what's causing Ethereum to go over 4,400, what's happening with Bitcoin, and what's happening in macro that's making everyone more bullish. If you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this. If you want to trade crypto, it's not too late. I've been saying this for a long time. You can trade crypto very easily with the link underneath the video. You can check out BYDefi. We have a trading competition going on right now. The more you trade, the more you get access to this total prize pool. So every $1 million traded through anyone that's used my link in the past, every $1 million that's added in total trading volume adds another 100 USDT to the prize pool, and then it'll get distributed at the end. And we constantly run these promotions. It's not like other exchanges where they just say, here's an $8,200 sign-up bonus that you'll basically never get. Here, they actually consistently give away this amount of money, or through these campaigns, they give away money. We just got done with an XRP giveaway. We had a Bitcoin giveaway before that, and you get it just by trading on the platform. So let's look at Ethereum, up to $4,400 right now. It was actually a little bit above this earlier. Bitcoin up at $119,000, spiking a bit this morning. Of course, it did have a bit of a cool off yesterday, which is not unexpected. As I said when we broke out above here, I would not be surprised if we came back down, flipped 118,000 into support. Literally said that yesterday or the day before, and what do you know, we had that exact thing happen. Now up at 119,000. So what is happening? What came out? Well, the CPI and core CPI came out. So CPI came in at 0.2% month over month, which was at expectations, but year over year, slightly lower than expectations, 2.7% versus the expected 2.8%. Core came in at 0.3%. Core CPI year over year was 3.1% versus the expected 3%. So depending on where you look, we'll have some people say, oh, it came in hotter than expected. Some people will say, oh, it came in cooler than expected, depending on if you're looking at headline or core. But when you look at this, we're seeing lower lows and lower highs consistently. And what do you know, like we're just chopping down and to the right with CPI. We have PPI in just a few days. Overall, though, the market really liked this CPI print. You can see the NASDAQ went up about 0.5% when it was announced. Same thing with the S&P 500 and the Dow as well. So pretty good news across the board. It caused Ethereum to jump to over $4,400. Man, Ethereum has no chill right now. We have monster buys. We actually had the biggest inflow since inception of the Ethereum ETFs yesterday. Blackrock bought $640 million worth of Ethereum. Fidelity, $277 million worth of Ethereum. Grayscale Mini, $66 million. This is after the day before where they had $455 million, which is the fourth largest inflow since inception. They over doubled it the next day. So no wonder Ethereum's jumping to new recent highs, right? It's about $400, $500 away from the 2021 high. You know, we broke out of this little downtrend or this like quadruple peak at 4,000, and the next stop I think is about $4,800. Of course, it's going to take a little bit of chopping to get there. I'm sure we're not going to just automatically shoot up 10% necessarily, but we consistently see more and more companies announcing purchases of Ethereum. SharpLink raising another $900 million, which we covered yesterday. Peter Thiel revealing a 7.5% position in ETHZilla, which Peter Thiel, one of the best investors of our time, has a multi-billion-dollar Roth IRA account. We have Ethereum treasury company Bitmine releasing news today that they want to buy up to $24.5 billion of Ethereum, up to $2 billion under the prospectus, $2.5 billion under the prior prospectus supplement, and an additional $20 billion under this prospectus supplement. They want to buy $25 billion worth of Ethereum, which at today's prices would be about 5% of the supply. They have about 1% now. Of course, the price will consistently move up as they try to buy, and they've said that they want to hit 3%. So I would not be surprised if, as they're buying that 3% of the supply, it moves up to $5,000, $6,000, maybe even $7,000, $8,000, especially with all these other companies trying to buy up Ethereum as well. Bitcoin was nothing to scoff at yesterday either. They had an inflow, the Bitcoin ETFs, of 178 million. Not close to the Ethereum ETFs right now, but still pretty good, right? Like, you can't complain at nearly $200 million of buying in a day. Metaplanet buys an additional 518 Bitcoin for 61.4 million. Yeah, so the fact is the market's doing quite well. Yesterday, Bitcoin fell down. People were, again, all worried, but there was a CME gap at 118,335 over the weekend. Bitcoin moved up in price, so not surprising to see the CME gap get filled. We went down, touched 118. Now we're coming back up. Now, a lot of people will probably ask, like, where is Ethereum going from here? Is it smart to buy Ethereum now or BMNR, which probably is up pretty well this morning again? It's up 1% after being up 10% yesterday and like 30% the day before. So this is interesting. We're probably going to continue to see Ethereum shorts get liquidated. Over the last hour, we saw $41 million worth of shorts get liquidated. We could get some longs liquidated too if people get too aggressive. We could see it drop back down. I am cautious about buying anything that's gone up, like 10x recently. Like BMNR could do really well, right? It could do extremely well. Even if you bought MicroStrategy after it went up 10x, you'd still be up pretty significantly since the bear market. But I'm cautious of buying anything that's up so much so quickly, because oftentimes we do see a bit of mean reversion. We see a little bit of a dip to come back down. And yeah, I don't know. At $4,400 Ethereum, I still think you'll probably get a decent return this bull run, but I don't really like to buy things again. They're up like 2x. Ethereum's up 2x in 4 months, something like that. So right now, I'm using leverage. I set up positions a long time ago. I had my ETH bag packed a long time ago, and I'm not trying to jump into the newest, flashiest thing. One thing I think you could do to kind of outsmart the market, you might have to wait a little while though, is buy something like Solana. Like, go long on Solana right now, because Bitcoin's run up massively. Ethereum's is running up right now, and we could still see like a 50, 60, 80% jump, 100% jump on Ethereum. But Solana's still pretty far away from its all-time highs. Like you look at Ethereum, it's 10% away from its all-time high from last cycle. Solana it would have to go up 70% to hit where it was just at the beginning of the year. And that is kind of where I see money flowing, especially if there's some Solana ETF, which Blackrock says they're not looking to set up, but that's exactly what they would say if they're trying to get their wealthy clients into Solana before they set up the ETF. But I still think Ethereum is going to do really well. Again, I'm not trying to bag on Ethereum or anything like that. I still think it'll do really well. I think Wall Street really likes the idea of the internet of crypto, right? The internet of blockchain, being able to own part of the overall internet where everything is being built. And the staking rewards are really nice. People are going to really like the staking rewards on Wall Street where they can get 3 or 4%. But that we've known that for a very long time. JP Morgan Chase was talking about how Ethereum could be a $40 billion a year industry back last cycle. I remember actually talking about that. So yeah, it's not surprising to see ETH finally have its day and run up pretty massively. We'll probably continue to see short squeezes as more and more companies buy Ethereum. And of course, like I said, I am trading this. If you want to check out the link underneath the video to BYDFi or BTCC or Weeks or BitUNix, try out a couple different platforms, see what you like. Thank you so much for watching. I want to hear your thoughts underneath the video. Do you think this was a good CPI print or a bad one? Keep in mind, like, everyone wants to compare the print compared to expectations, and it's kind of the same thing with stocks. Like, a company can have earnings, and it's a disappointment if they don't beat analyst expectations, but they could still be growing revenue or earnings per share literally 50%. But if they don't hit earnings expectations, people are bearish on it. But the fact is, it's still a great company that's growing very quickly. Maybe it's just slightly lower than analysts were expecting. And same thing with CPI. Just because analysts are expecting one thing and it comes in slightly higher or slightly lower, I still think you want to look at the macro trend, which it's down and to the right. Of course, do your own due diligence. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. Check out my Telegram too if you want to see exclusive videos or early access videos as well. We also have some extra information on different trading competitions and stuff like that, and you can get some free money through the Telegram. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon.